filly that she's got in number 1. Yesterday she didn't want any part of the rope. We had the patience of Joe, I promise you. Oh, you're watching her work, and she gets that horse to spin and look right at her. Yesterday, all the horse wanted to do was move away from her, get away, and like I said, fight or flight. And she was choosing fight. Working real different direction today to get the halter on her. But I mean, the difference between today and yesterday is 100%. Taylor in number 2 there in the middle with Buck. Saddled up. He moved her around a little bit, and she continued to watch and actually look for him. And that's exactly what these guys want. You notice Clint down on the far end with the gray, pin number 3. She's looking really good as well. watching there in the pen number 2 with buckskin. Had her standing, and now he's kind of moving her out, make sure her feet aren't stuck, and then kind of getting her want to get her back to that soft and supple movement that she's used to. Got the longer rope down there on the gray, letting her move around the pen freely. Avi, you were watching a little bit, kind of new technique today. She's using the fishnet halter up onto this colt. Kind of getting her used to the feel of pulling and knowing it's not, again, not going to hurt her. It's about that trust.
And local, yeah.
And you look at Taylor. Taylor walks away, and Buck, she's right there with him. Put that pole in there and add a little different to it and make her think about some things. See, he's brought 3 poles into the center pin there, and at first she didn't quite know what she was supposed to do with them, but he's making her go over them and know that they're not going to jump up and spook her, not going to hurt her, and she is thinking her way through them. There was very smooth coming through there. Now we'll take her back through the other way. First one, you notice how she hesitated at that first one coming back this way, and then the other 2 were very smooth. Slowed her down to that walk, and she walked right through them like a champ. Very smooth movements there. He backs off, and he'll take her back the other way now. And you know, if you've ever been to ranch rodeos, those guys are using those horses all the time, but you introduce that chalk or flour out on the ground, it's something new they've never seen. They kind of shy away from it. Now Taylor's going to bring that tarp into play. And again, another something new to make her walk over. She doesn't know so much about that tarp, but she's going to trust Taylor. Taylor, he's not pushing her real hard. He just wants her to kind of get used to it. And again, and he was letting her find her way through that door instead of trying to shove her through the door. Now look at her. She's going to huddle up just a minute. And she's realizing that there's no boogers in it. Well, we'll get there, I guarantee you. There could be. She's smarter than you give her credit for because, I mean, she found a way around it. Yesterday, Avi's little filly really did not like her head being messed with. Look where she got her this morning. Avi had that Colt tip its nose to her. It was very important to Avi. And now we're going to make Buck in the middle go the other way. You see down there Clint picking up the feet. Got the rope around him. Got it right there on that front leg, and they'll kind of pull on that a little bit. And again, the horse's hooves are weapons, and so they're letting them know that I'm going to take your weapon from you, but when you give it to me, I'm going to give it right back to you. What all is going on is they're getting this horse ready for hobbling. If it happens to get hung up in a fence in a pasture, it'll think its way out of it instead of trying to just fight and hurt itself even more. So there's a lot more going on than just getting them ready for the farrier. Now Avi's got the halter on and she's letting him take just a little bit of a break. But the buck's taking it very, very well out there in number 2. He's got the hobbles on her in pin 3. Clint does. Took that very well, and Taylor's little project handled the poles and the tarp. Now Avi doing well here. She let that horse have a little bit of a break and moves right back in. We're about 21 and a half minutes into their hour. Again, a great big thank you to the Will Rogers Reins riders for putting this together in conjunction with their rodeo. Big thanks to Coolhorse. Each one of our competitors received a $500 gift certificate from Coolhorse. And then they got 2 top awards that we given away. And I believe they're $1,500 each. If you remember yesterday, Avi's little filly didn't want any part of this, and she's not sure, but she's getting there. Clint working with the hobbles. She's taking everything down there, bouncing up there by her head a little bit. Avi's colt very, very tentative. Pays attention to everything around it. Taylor's got those soft cotton reins. Taylor putting a little weight in the stirrup, leaning out there where she can see him in that right eye as well. I'll be making a lot of progress down here with this little filly. And I said it yesterday, I said I was really encouraged and can't wait to see the outcome of this one on Saturday. Yesterday, Ollie couldn't get to this point where she was able to sit up on the fence and hold on to the horse. She's just trying to get her to give a little bit. come to her. And also gets the horse used to having her upstairs where she's going to be in the saddle. And again, it gives that horse a different perspective and a way to think on its own about seeing her up there on the fence than just seeing her on the ground. Now we've talked all about the Will Rogers Range Riders Foundation and the auction on Saturday. The other half of that donation that these colts bring in is going to go to the Working Ranch Cowboys Association Cowboy Crisis Fund. And with me, I've got Casey up here. She's with the WRCA, and Casey's going to tell us a little bit more about the WRCA and the foundation and how that helps our working cowboys. We have got just about 30 minutes left. We're just about 30 minutes left. But I'm going to let Casey talk a little bit. Casey, I've worked with you quite a few years now, and that WRCA Cowboy Crisis Fund is amazing.
Well, Jim, thank you for coming down here. It's not as humid from where you're from, but it's hot.
It doesn't feel hot to me. I love it.
These colts are looking good, and these individuals that are out there riding these colts are associated with some of our association stuff through ranch rodeos, but there's more to us than just producing the ranch rodeo, and more to us than putting on stationery. So the Range Riders Foundation came to us, and they want to make this relationship into where when they auction these horses off, some of that money is going to go to our foundation. And I think that's a pretty cool way. Well, go ahead, Tim.
Well, I was just going to say, you and I both know that rodeos, whether it's ranch rodeo, professional rodeo, have been affected just like everything else has been affected. And so to be able to have one in your hometown and be able to get a donation from the Will Rogers Range Riders, it's got to mean a lot.
Oh, it means tons. And what people don't understand is you don't have to be a member of our association to receive prizes or scholarships. We encourage it because it helps us promote ranching on a national level. You have to have a team card and all that too. But there's a lot of individuals in California, Idaho, even to Missouri that come to us on a daily basis because they're making the same living as you guys sitting in here today do. We just don't see them or hear of them, that they're in the ranching world. And so this allows us to impact those families. Sight unseen, just on good faith, and knowing they're making a living as a working ranch cowboy.
Well, and you know, it's been said that cowboys are dying off and that type of lifestyle is going away, but it's not. I mean, we're keeping it alive through the WRCA, through all over the United States and Canada. Now, real quickly, Clint, you see her, she kind of, a little bit of that she did yesterday, but she's right there paying attention. Taylor, he's up there in the middle and he's bending her around and getting her to present over the poles, riding her there where he's been, and she's handling all that very, very well. Walk, trot, canter, he's used all of those, and I mean, she's done it, not balking at any of it. And when Taylor asks, I mean, she responds. Look here. Very, very nice. And obviously getting this little filly down here, she's getting her to respond as well. Now, Casey, we all know that coming up November, 25th annual.
25th annual. Well, June 1st, we're going to roll with it and adjust where need be.
So you guys are very fortunate to have the WRCA finals here, and you know there's teams from all over the United States that come to this, and not only does it help support a way of life, a lifestyle, but it also pumps money right back into the economy here in Amarillo.
Oh, you better bet it does. and it pumps in money from New Mexico, Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, you gotta have beef to live, right? And they produce beef in Oregon, they produce beef in California. We're all in this together. We'll make it work. You were talking a little bit about the future. These individuals that receive scholarship from the foundation, which some of this money from the auction will go, they're ranch kids, and that's our future. And these kids got figured out. We're going to be okay because they were raised by good parents, raised by good family roots, and work ethic is not going to be a problem for them. So watch out, world.
Well, I've always said if you can get your youngsters involved in 4-H, FFA, the ranch rodeo, whatever it may be, you're going to know where they're at. I even said it last night. I said, you're not even going to see one of them riding or, you know what they're doing. Their animals come first and family. And I mean, it's a great organization to get them involved with. And we're thankful for the WRCA and the partnership that you guys have with Will Rogers Range Riders. And look forward to Saturday, see how much we can get raised.
Oh yeah, it's going to be neat. And watching these guys and gals work, they're cowboy all the way, and these colts that they got a hold of, they're going to turn into something really neat for somebody. And they each have their own little touch that they're going to apply to that colt. And they're going to be able to take, someone can take that home and make a workable tool. That's how they're training them for it, is a workable tool. They're going to allow you to have the privilege to take over, and I think that's a really neat deal going on.
Yes, ma'am, I believe it's going to grow, and we do want to let everybody know that if you'd like some more information about the foundation, if you'd like some more information about the WRCA, they have a booth set up outside the grandstand, and they'll be manning that during the rodeo tonight, so be sure to check them out. Great group of people to work with, great organization, and Casey, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day, and I don't want to throw her under the bus, but she said you leave her were asleep, slept in.
I was.
Okay, I was just checking. Yeah.
We do, one of our true supporters over here reminded me to do my job correctly. We do take donations, big, small, however. Just don't donate your kids, because sometimes they're hard to gather up. But we do. We take cash donations, checks, and we'll be sitting out here. So absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, Casey. We appreciate you guys and all you do. And once you look now in the middle there, Taylor, sitting up there, she's presenting what he asks. I mean, bending nice.
It's kind of a donation deal, isn't it?
Clint, he's got her calmed down now to where she's reacting a little bit.
Yeah, she's nice, decent. I was impressed with her.
You notice Avi is still up on the fence there. Filly's a little bit hesitant, but she has given it quite a bit already this morning.
Yeah, she is. She's nice. Moves around. And Gatlin done a nice job with her. Yeah. Okay. Seriously.
Part of the other reason that Avi's up on the fence is that you can, if you are the person that buys this horse, you can get on from the fence, the stepping block, and she's going to be used to seeing you up there. So it's all about making these animals better and making it able to be a safe ride once you start to ride. know, we've talked about the sponsors that made this happen, but there's no way to overlook the individuals that have donated these fillies. And even if we had the sponsors like Coolhorse and Scotco, Street Toyota, we wouldn't be able to do this type of competition without the donations of the fillies. And again, big thank you to Mr. Michael Nixon, David Williams, Rockin' JM Performance Horses, J.M. Birdwell, and Steve Sykes with Sykes Land Service for donating the 6 fillies. They will be for sale Saturday. We'll have our finals of the competition about 1 o'clock, followed by the auction. And there should be some auction booklets out down there on one of the tables. I believe it's the one that's got the big chute entryway looking down there. They'll have the pedigrees and that type of stuff. Now, Avi has come down off of the fence and added a different aspect to the arena. We'll get that little filly to look at it. Come back the other way. Now, Taylor there in the middle has got rope around the saddle horn and putting pressure there to make sure that she's going to kind of resist against that, getting it ready for the rope with something on the end of it. Also the rope dragging around the horse's hocks. Now you see Avi. She's not quite stepping all the way over it, but she is going all over it. So, but she's learning that it is not anything to be afraid of. Now she said, I'm going to hold it down right here. And Avi doesn't push her. She lets her kind of go at her own pace. Right there, you notice that that obstacle kind of got up in the air, but it didn't do it enough to spook her. She's gaining that trust and gaining confidence with Avi. All right, now we're about 18 minutes left in the competition. Taylor coming out of the pen, leading the buckskin. Clint still getting that softness, suppleness, moving her around a little bit. Now, Avi, I want you to look how this little filly down here with Avi. She is putting a lot of trust into Avi. You remember yesterday, all she wanted to do was fight and run. And Avi had the patience and has kept working with her, and she's doing very, very well. Now Taylor out there on the backside, outside of the pen, off of her, kind of bouncing on the saddle. Avi has turned that obstacle lengthwise now. And Avi's little filly thinking her way through this obstacle. Not only is it an obstacle, but it's an obstacle that makes noise. See, she just kind of feels her way, makes her way through it. of the pen now. It is same as it was on the inside, but it's different. A lot more freedom, a lot more. The horse has a lot more freedom, but it's still the same. Taylor's horse is freed up and walking very nice over there. 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Clint's horse down there figuring out what she can and cannot do with those hobbles on them. And Taylor helped that, of course, find the difference between left and right and moving his legs to the right direction each time. Looking at the different poles and brand new territory out here. She's already put a lot of trust into Taylor. You'll also notice with Clint, when that gray's wanting to rear up on him, he just holds that hand up here above her head and she kind of sets back down. He's not swinging it, he's not yelling at her, he just holds it up. She settles down. Now, Avi has made leaps and bounds, like I said. She's got this horse looking at her. She's got the horse not trying to run out from underneath the rope. Now she's working on getting her to kind of loosen up. She's pretty tense, pretty tight. Taylor now on the outside, bringing her into a trot out here. And again, he's working on that left and right, letting her know which way she needs to go, which way he wants her to go. Making those smooth transitions, and he's letting her do her thing, but he's kind of guiding her as well. So, I mean, coming through those poles like that, big obstacle. Now we're into the low. Reins says that's a good place for that low because you can shut it down in that corner right there, and he's going to bring her back around.
I didn't know you was gonna bring us some lunch.
Taylor has found a good stopping point. He's off that horse. Short ride that we talked about this morning with other people. Nine minutes left. Okay, hey, before we get to the end of this competition, we have our very own Vanna White of the WRCA. Casey is going to be walking around with the hats. We've made some donations down here. The money that she gets raised is going to go to the WRCA Crisis Fund. So if you'd like to, Casey, wave at everybody so they'll see you, okay? They'll know who you are.
I won't stop them.
It was not her idea. She was forced into it, but the donations have been in there, and if you feel the need to match them and help them out, then just drop what you can in there, because every little bit makes a difference. Now, Taylor brought the pole in and getting them out, but he's got that filly where she is very comfortable. The ears are relaxed. She's kind of licking her lips. Hobby down here working with this filly. She's getting this horse used to that lead rope being on both sides of the filly, because we all have two legs, so they go on each side. The cinch is felt on each side. And then she's also moving that rope on the off side of the horse while it's moving, getting her used to the field. Clint found a good stopping place down there. He stopped with the little filly. Guys, again, we appreciate the donations to the WRCA Crisis. 7 minutes, 7 minutes. Now you notice Taylor's out there, he's got a brush. Nothing on her at all. He's just standing there brushing her. She is loving it. She's not fighting it, she's calm. And we've all heard that old saying about being rode hard and put up wet. Well, if you want to treat them right, they will treat you right. So he's doing the right things there. Clint's got that graze attention down on the far end. Hobbles are off. Avi got that soft cotton rope moving from one side of the head to the other, letting her know that that's not going to hurt her. Anything that she puts on her is not going to hurt her. I'm so impressed with this little filly down here, how she's calmed down. Clint down at pin number 3 down there. He's just kind of pushing on her, getting her used to the field. It's not something that's going to hurt her. Little buckskin. He has no type of rope, halter, anything on her, reaching down to those hind feet. little filly Clint's been working with, kind of in tune, or correction, Taylor's been working with, in tune with him, right there looking at him, watching him. Clint down on the far end doing well. And I'll be getting her, bend that head towards her a little bit. She's still not wanting to give, but she is way better than she was. Casey said, thanks to everyone for the donations. We appreciate it. It was just kind of a spur of the moment deal. We did force her into it. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So Taylor sitting on the fence and the little buckskin walks up to him looking at him. Clint's little gray down there in pen number 3. She's watching him. Aubie's little filly, she's paying attention, I guarantee you. Starting to realize what Aubie is expecting of her. Guys, we will take a lunch break, about 30 minutes or so. Get you something good to eat. Concession stands are open, cold to drink. And then we'll come back and start the afternoon session. And I'm going to wait till we call for time. Just about 1 minute left. Aubie's got her hands on this horse pretty good. I mean, like I said, a lot further than she was yesterday. And again, you notice when Aubie wants this filly to follow her, she's not jerking and pulling. If the horse kind of sets up on her, she'll step to one side or the other and move that horse forward. And it is about moving them forward. Guys, do me a favor, put your hands together for all 3 of them. Great job.